Okay, section 11, the pre-calculus of partial fraction decompositions. We covered the material. Hopefully you've thought about what we presented to you and the examples that we've given you, and that you're ready to go and do it yourself, and that you've actually done some of the problems on your own, and you're starting to understand this more completely. Again, we did some examples over here. Those examples hopefully will set the stage for you to be able to do your own problems independent of someone coaxing you on what to do. All right. So what I'm going to do now is switch to the whiteboard, and we'll talk about how we want you to do these problems over here. All right. So just give me 1 second. And I got to get something going here for you, right? On a whiteboard. I got to download something first. And just give me 1 second. And again, the hope is that you've actually done the material. It's really important that you start working on this stuff. And give me 1 second here. Let me switch screens on you. Okay, we're going to start doing the problems if I can. I don't think I got this. Give me 1 second. I don't think I switched yet. Okay, there it is. So what we're going to do is just talk about how we want you to do these particular problems. All right. This may vary from teacher to teacher, but I guess for the most part, this technique does work. There's some subtleties to it, though, that we have not discussed. Okay. So what are we doing over here? Number one, they're asking us to determine the values of A and B. That would make this a true statement. All right. Now, hopefully it's not going to be a difficult thing that we'll be able to do this. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, let's take a look at it. What I recommend to do is understand that we're looking for A and B. And to do this, what we're going to do is just simply clear the fraction of the problem. So step number one is multiply both sides by the LCD. If you did that, you would get 4 equals A times X plus 1 plus B times X minus 1. The next thing we recommend you do is pick a value for X that makes it easy to determine the values of A and B. So I can say if you chose X to be 1, you would get 4 equals 2A, and the B would disappear. Why is that? If X is 1, you get 1 minus 1, which is none, and 0 times B is nothing. This is really very simple, and they're written to work this way. This gives you A is 2. I'm going to pick another value of X that makes it easier for me. I'll say minus 1. You would get 4 equals, well, now it's going to be no A's because minus 1 plus 1 is 0, and 0 times A is 0, and you get minus 2B. What does this tell me? B is minus 2. So I now know what A and B are. A is 2, B is minus 2. And that was their question, and that's their answer. All right, let's go to number 2, a little more complicated, and because there's 3 terms, there's A, B, and C. What I would recommend, again, is to multiply both sides by the LCD. What's the LCD? Well, if you look at X cubed minus 1, let me write this down for you. X cubed minus X, I'm sorry. That would be X times X squared minus 1, which would be X plus 1, X minus 1. And that's actually the LCD. So what do you get? You're going to get X squared plus 7X minus 2 equals, I have to scoot this over a little tiny bit. That's going to be A, X plus 1, X minus 1, plus B, X plus 1, plus C, I know it seems long, X minus 1. So someone says, what are you going to pick? I'm going to pick values that are easy for me to deal with. And one of the easiest values for me to deal with is 0, because a lot of things disappear. And what would you get over there? Minus 2 equals, well, let's see, if X is 0, you'd get, minus A. The other 2 terms disappear. Again, the reason for that is X is a factor to those other 2 terms. So I know what A is. A is 2. Let me pick another easy value. I'm going to say x is 1. What do you get there? Well, on the left side, you get 1 plus 7. That's 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. On the right side, you would get, let's see, I guess 2 of the terms would disappear. The A term would disappear and the C term would disappear, and the B term would become 2B. What is B? B is 3. Fairly simple. Now I'm going to choose x to be minus 1. What do you get over there? Well, on the left side, you get 1 minus 7. That's minus 6. Minus 6 minus 2 is minus 8. And on the right side, you would get 0, 0. The first 2 terms disappear. And then you get minus 2 times 1 is 2c. Mistakes do happen, by the way, but that's why we give you a k. Minus 4. Let's see how we did. Did we get it all right? A is 2. I got that right. B is 3. I got that right. And C is minus 4. I got that right. All right, let's go to number 3. Again, it's just warm-up problems. Looks pretty simple to do. LCD, again, fairly simple. X minus 1, X minus 4, X plus 2. Multiply both sides by the LCD, and you're going to get this. X squared plus 2 equals A. X minus 1. Let's see, X plus 2, right? Oh boy, it's going to be a lot of work here, isn't it? Plus B times X minus 4, X minus 1, plus C, X minus 4, X plus 2. All right, we're going to pick easy values. And the easy value I'm going to pick is, I'm going to pick X to be 1. I want to tell you the main reason for that is this disappears, this disappears. And that's good news. So what do you get? Well, on the left side, you would get 3. On the right side, you would get, again, X is 1. So you get the first term disappears, second term disappears, third term is going to be C. And you're going to get, minus 3 times 3, which is minus 9. Now, great, this is a fraction, but it's not that bad. C is minus 1/3. We'll check the answer later. All right, I'm going to pick another value, and the value I'm going to pick is X equals, let's take a look here. I'm going to say minus 2. What do you get there? You get 6 on the left side. On the right side, the first term disappears and the last term disappears, and now I get a term with B in it. If it's minus 2, I'd get minus 6 times minus 3, which is minus 18, right? I mean 18, I'm sorry. We'll check with the key later. B is 1/3. All right, let's pick another value that's going to be easy to do. And I'm going to say X is 4. What do you get? 16 plus 2, 18. And we're going to get an A now, and we're going to get 3 times 6 is 18. And so that's really simple. A is 1. Let's check it, see how we did. I said A is 1. I said B is 1/3. And C is minus 1/3. All right, that's good news. Let's go to the next one. Ooh, not so simple. It says long divide. Let's put that down and certainly go in stages over here. And they want me to long divide, so it's going to be X squared. Whoops. They want me to divide X squared minus 4. Now, don't feel obligated to do this, but I'm going to put the missing terms down for you. Some of your Math 100 teachers told you how to do this. You don't have to do it, by the way. Let's do a matching game now. Now, what times X squared would give you X cubed would be X, right? So it gives you X cubed minus 4X. Subtract, you get 4X plus 1, and it looks like I'm done. So I did my long division. So what would this going to be equal to? X plus 4X plus 1 over X squared minus 4. Did my long division right over here. Do I get this answer? Of course I do. All right, let's go to the next one. Next one is basically number 4, but now I got to figure out the partial fractions. All right, so I'm going to point out they've got this part down, Now I'm doing the partial fraction parts. So let's write this down for you. And again, for some students, it seems difficult, but it really should be relatively simple if you can follow what's been presented to you. Now, if what's following is not understandable, nothing's going to work for you. We're trying to figure this part out. And the method I present is to multiply both sides by the LCD, which is x squared minus 4. What do you get? 4x plus 1 equals a times x minus 2 plus b times x plus 2. Now I'm going to pick easy values for x. I'm going to pick x to be 2. And if you did that, you would get 9 on the left side, and on the right side, you get 4b. Now, granted, a nasty little number, but I still can do it. And b is going to be equal to 9/4. Now let's choose x to be minus 2. And what do you get there? Minus 7 equals minus 4a, where a is 7/4. All right. And again, I want to make sure you're looking at this and we know what the a and b, right? So a, let me just point this out to you. I said is 7/4 and the b is 9/4. Working out pretty nicely. All right. Again, 6, determine the values of a, b, and c. I'm getting much better at this. I really am. So I'm going to say LCD, multiply both sides by the LCD, get something pretty simple. Yeah, and they write these problems to work. I can't say it enough times that we don't write things that don't work. A, x minus 1, and then x plus 2 squared. All right, then we could put b down. X plus 2 squared plus c times x minus 1. Pick some easy values for you now. I'm going to pick x to be 1. I think it's the easiest one I could choose. What do you get? 3 minus 9, which is minus 6. And then what do you get? And let's see. If x is 1, the first term disappears, the last term disappears, and the middle term is going to be a b term, which is going to be 3 squared, which is 9. So I'm pretty comfortable that b is going to be minus 6/9 or 2/3. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to choose x to be, let's see, minus 2 now. Let's see what we get. Let's see, minus 6 minus 9 is minus 15. And minus 2, the first two terms would disappear, right? And then I'd get this c term, and it's going to be minus 3c. Now, that's pretty simple. C is 5. I think I've exhausted really easy numbers. I'm going to pick x to be 0 now. What do you get over here? Minus 9. And now I know what a and b is. I'm sorry, I know what b and c is, but I don't know a. So I'll put this over here. And what do I get? I get, minus 1 and 2 squared, which is 4. So minus 4, right? Plus, well, let's see. If x is 0, that'd be 2 squared, which is 4, times b. And b is, I believe, minus 2/3. When I say I believe, by the way, I want to make sure I'm checking with the key when I get to the end. And c is 5. And 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Well, more work, isn't it? Minus 9, minus 4a, minus 8/3, minus 5. I'm going to multiply both sides by 3, minus 27. Let's see, minus 12a, minus 8, minus 15, getting closer, minus 27, minus 12, whoops, minus 12a, minus 23. I'm going to add 23 to both sides. I would get minus 4, minus 12a, and a would equal, let's see, 4/12, right? Which is 1/3. All right, let's just check it. Yeah, we did. And I think I made a mistake somewhere. I want to point out, I'm looking at it. I want to find my mistake, by the way. So I'm going to say I got c to be 5, and I got b to be minus 2/3. I'm making an error on a, though. So I got to look at it, see where'd that error come from? I got to look at it. And I said that x was 0. Let's go back over here. If x is 0, I'd get, minus 9 on the left side. And let's see what I get. I get 4 minus 4a. That looks pretty good. I'm just checking these things one at a time. And let's see if 0, I get 4b. And b is minus 2/3. I got that. And then x is 0 minus, that would be, 5 and minus 1. These look good. Let's take a look at minus 4a, minus 8/3, minus 5. Multiply both sides by 3, minus 27, minus 12a, minus 8, minus 15. And let's see, minus 23, minus 4. And I think I made a mistake. Let me take a look. I gotta really kick it again. I said 0, right? 3x minus 9, that would be minus 9. And 0, minus 1, 4, minus 4a. That's not bad. 4b, b is minus 2/3. Minus 8/3. And 0 times c, I'm sorry, 0 minus 5. And I said 3, right? Minus 27, minus 12, minus 8, minus 15, minus 23, 27, minus 4, minus 12. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over and run my Sage code on it. This is a good example of, I don't see my error. Maybe there isn't an error. So I'm going to switch screens for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run the Sage code in the notes here. So reset. And if I find out there's an error, I have to correct it, right? And I'm hoping you're also not blowing these things off saying, oh, errors don't matter. The consequences to having errors. And they're really the consequences, you could lose your job or possibly harm someone. And f of x. I'm just typing in the partial fraction problem right now. And that's going to be 3x minus 9. Remember, I got to do star, 3 star x. I'm just copying the code. It's directly in the notes. Divide by, and that's going to be x minus 1. Remember, if you make an error, this will come up that there's an error, and x plus 2. Squared. Oops, made a mistake there, didn't I? X plus 2. Mistakes happen, by the way. We really want to encourage you to make mistakes, to learn from them. And let's do this partial fraction business. F of x and dot partial fraction, right? And again, I'm just learning a little bit about coding when I'm doing this. This is typical. The more you code, though, the more likely that this will become very simple for you to do. And I think I made a mistake here. Let's take a look. See what I did. Partial, P-I-R-T-I-A-L. Oh, I spelled fraction wrong. There you go. Oh, yeah, I made a mistake. I got to do this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do the problem all over again from the get-go. Someone says, how do you know you made a mistake? I'm looking at the answer in Sage, and Sage doesn't have 1/3 for A. It has 2/3. Let's go back and to the drawing board. So I'm going to go back to my whiteboard. Just give me a second to get that. And let's go back to the drawing board. And I'm going to just erase. And it's so important that when you make a mistake, that you correct it. All right. It's not enough to say, okay, I know I made a mistake. No big deal. It's a big deal. All right. It's a really big deal when you make a mistake. All right. So I'm pretty clear that, C is equal to 5, B is minus 2/3. And then what I do, I selected X to B. Let me write this over here. And I think I know where my mistake is. I just didn't see it. X, whoops, X equals 0. And that would be minus 9. Now I see where I made the mistake. I just didn't see it before. I think I wrote down a 4 there. It's minus 9. And then we go over here, if X is 0, and again, I want to point out where we're plugging in. We're plugging it in here. And what would I get? Minus 1 times 4, so it's minus 4a. Let's see, plus, let's see, did I do that right? 0, minus 1, 2, minus 4a, 0 would be 4b, minus 8/3, plus c, which is 5, and I get a minus 1 over here. All right, multiply both sides by 3. I'm in a loop here, aren't I? And I'm trying to wonder where I got that loop problem here. Minus 8, minus 23, minus 4, minus 12a. I'm just going to just erase everything. It happens to me sometimes. You probably see the error though, but that doesn't matter. All right, let me just erase everything here. Since it's frustrating, like I make mistakes, I get really frustrated. You should not be frustrated by a mistake. I'm going to write this down in detail. LCD is x minus 1, x plus 2 squared. I'm going to multiply both sides by the LCD. I get 3x minus 9 equals a, x minus 1, x plus 2 plus b. That would be x plus 2 squared plus c, and I get x minus 1 then. I'm going to choose x to be 1. Yeah, I just said this before, right? 3 minus 9 is minus 6. And if I chose 1, I'd get, let's see, 0 for the last term. Middle term would be, let's see, 3 squared 9b. And b would be minus 2/3. Let's make sure that's right. Minus 6 over 9. Yep. Okay. I'm going to choose x to be minus 2 now. That would give me minus 6 minus 9 minus 15. First term would disappear. Second term would disappear. And then you get this c term, the last term. If x is minus 2, you would get minus 3. So that means c is 5. All right. Then what I do, I guess, if I'm not mistaken, I chose x to be 0. And if x is 0, I want to get one upsides. I'm plugging in here. And what do you get? Minus 9. If x is 0, you get minus 1 times 2, which is minus 2a. Plus b. Well, b, I believe, is minus 2/3. And then I get 0, so that'll be 4. Plus c, which is 5. And x is 0, so minus 1. Let's keep going through it. Minus 9, minus 2a. I think I know where the mistake came. Minus 8/3. I keep saying that though, don't I? Multiply by 3. There's a lesson here, though. If you make mistakes, though, sometimes it's best to start from scratch, provided the problem's not enormous. Divide through by -6, and you can get 4/6, which is 2/3. All right, so I think we did okay there. We finally, I'm not gonna say I saw my error. The problem with not seeing your errors, you keep doing the same thing over and again. It's just start again. We got everything down right. We have the C is 5, the B is -2/3, and then we finally got the A to be 2/3. All right, let's go to the next one. And a few more problems to do, and I think I can do them pretty quickly. And I'm gonna do number 18 now. And I'm gonna multiply both sides by the LCD. Let me write that down for you, 18. The LCD is pretty clear. It's this thing over here. And you're going to get A times x squared plus 9 plus, this is tough, isn't it? Bx plus c. And then what do you get over there? You can get x plus 3. Well, I'm going to pick the really easy number here. I'm going to pick -3. And what do you get? 18 equals, that would be 18a, right? And that tells me a is 1. All right, now I'm going to pick another number. I'm going to pick x to be 0 now. And by the way, I'm only picking numbers that I find easy to deal with. Now, remember, a is 1, so what do I get? I get 9 for my first term. What do I get for my second term? I would get c times 4. That would be 4c. Let me see if I did that right. 18. And then if x is 0, I'd get 0 plus 9 is 9, 9a. If a is 1, I would get 9. Now, if x is 0, I'd get c. Oh, I'm sorry, 3c. Made a mistake. I'm glad I thought about what I was saying. Maybe I'm just tired today. Take 9 from both sides. You get 9 equals 3c. And what does this tell me? C is equal to 1. I got to pick another number now. And what are you going to get over there? I'm going to pick, let's take a look. I guess I'll try 1. 18. Again, a is 1. I chose x to be 1, so it's going to be 10 plus, I don't know what b is, right? But x is 1, so it's b plus c is 1. And then 1 plus 3 is 4. Let's see what we get. 18, 10, 4b plus 4. Let's see, 18, 14 plus 4b. 4 equals 4b. B is 1. So I know B, at least I think I do. I know C and I know A. Let's just check it out. A is 1. C is 3. Oops, I made a mistake there, didn't I? I see it now. I said 9 equals 3C, and I said C is 1. Get my eraser out again. And it's a good, I don't like making errors, but I like making errors in front of people because at least I confess up to the fact that errors happen. And it's important you start to correct those errors. I'm going to put down, I made a mistake there, right? Oops, C equals 3 then, right? Let's keep going. And let's write this down. Big x equals 1. And what do you get? 18. Let's see, 10a. Well, a is 1, right? Such as 10, isn't it? Let's see, plus, let's see, x is 1. I don't know what b is, right? B, I think c is 3. If x is 1, that would be 4. 18, 10, plus 4b, plus 12, 18, 22, plus 4b. Take away 22 from both sides, I get minus 4, 4b, and b would equal minus 1. Let's go back to my key, see if we did it. B is minus 1, I got that correct, and C is 3, looking good. All right, so I'm going to do number 18 now. I'm sorry, number 8. And I'm going to, maybe just pull it to the side. And we're going to get a room here. Okay. Let's take a look at it. And the first thing I would do is just simply factor the bottom if possible. And let's just look at that. I'm going to say 3x and 2x. 3 and 2 minus minus. Let's just check it. What does that give me? 6x squared minus 9x minus 4x minus 13x. I do get plus 6. Put my partial fractions down now. Two terms, a and b. 3x minus 2, 2x minus 3. My goal is to find the a and the b. How do I do that? Clear the fraction. So I get 13x minus 12 equals a. 2x minus 3 plus b, 3x minus 2. Now someone says, what number are you going to pick? You could pick fractions. I'm just going to pick some numbers that I find easy to do. They may not give me the a or b, but they're easy for me to do. So I can pick x to be 1. What would that give you? 13 minus 12 is 1. And if x is 1, I get 2 minus 3, so it's minus a. And then if x is 1, I'd get plus b, because 3 minus 2 is 1b. I'm going to pick x to be 0 now. And what do you get? Minus 12, minus 3a, minus 2b. All right, I'm going to say I have a system of equations over here. And this is why this section here is traditionally taught after solving linear systems, because it looks like a linear system. Let me write down a little bit more familiar. Minus a plus b equals 1. And the other one's going to be, minus 3a minus 2b. I'm just going to multiply by minus 1, by the way. So 3a plus 2b equals 12. And I'm going to eliminate a in the problem by multiplying the top equation by 3. Let's go through that. And what do you get over there? Minus 3a plus 3b equals 3. And the second equation is 3a plus 2b equals 12. Add them together. This is 15. This is 5b. So I know b is 3. All right. Let me get my eraser out, and I'm going to write that down. I shouldn't say I know. I think b is 3. All right, let's keep going. All right. Now someone says, how you can get a? I want to be honest with you. I'm going to pick this equation here to do it. All right. So if b is 3, right, let me write that down for you. Minus a plus b is 3 is equal to 1. Minus a would be minus 2. A would be equal to 2. Let me get my eraser out, and we'll check it after I do that. I believe that's 2. I believe it's my answer. And I'm going to check it over here. Is it the same answer? 2 over 3x minus 2, I got that, and 3 over 2x minus 3. All right, that's good news. All right, let's go to number 8. And let me just see if I can pull that off. That was number 8. I'll go to number 9. I won't do that twice. And number 9, I'll put a box around it. Pull it on the side. And let's go to town on it. And it doesn't look too bad. I do want to emphasize the x squared plus 4 is an irreducible quadratic factor. So what goes on top there? Ax plus b, and this will be c. I don't know what those letters are yet. Clear the fraction. What do you get? X minus 9 equals ax plus b times x plus 1 plus c times x squared plus 4. Well, I'm going to pick a value that I find easy. Again, you can pick any number you like, but hopefully you're sticking with easy. That would give me minus 10. And the first term would disappear, by the way. And the reason that x plus 1 is 0 when x is minus 1. What do you get for the second term? Well, you get 5c. So what does it tell me c is? Minus 2. Right? Pick another number. And the number I'm going to pick now is I'm going to pick 0. Again, I find it easy to do. Minus 9 equals just a b. If x is 0, I'd get, b times 1, which is b. I think c is minus 2, and x is 0, so that's going to be 4. Oh boy, this doesn't look easy. Minus 9 equals b minus 8, and then b would have to be minus 1, right? Okay, and I'm going to go for a now, and I'm going to pick x to be 1 now. You would get minus 8, a. I believe b is minus 1. This would be 2. I believe c is minus 2, and x is 1, so that's 1 plus 4 is 5. This is minus 8, 2a, minus 2, minus 10, minus 8, 2a, minus 12. Add 12 to both sides. You're going to get 4, and a would be 2. All right, so again, somebody said, I don't know where we are at this point. I think I know what a, b, and c are. So I'm going to say a is 2, b is minus 1, and c is minus 2. And I'm just going to go up and kind of erase things here and put them in. So I believe c is minus 2. So let me erase that. Okay. We'll look at the key later. I believe a is 2. My eraser out. This thing up here, right? I believe it's 2, right? And I believe b is minus 1. All right, I'm going to erase it. And then we'll look at the key. Two x minus 1 over x squared plus 4 minus 2 over x plus 1. Everything's looking great. All right, so let's keep going. Relatively simple questions so far. It may require some work on your end, but they're simple. Let's do number 10. Pull it off into the side. And I'll do this one, right? Let's go for it. And I'm going to factor the bottom. Whoops. That's a difference of perfect cubes, something you learn in Math 100. And I'm going to say this would be A, and the bottom is an irreducible quadratic. Can't factor it using my finger numbers. Complex, I should say it's complex. Roots. Let's multiply both sides by the LCD. I'm going to pick an easy x value for me, and that would be 1. And what do you get there? Well, you get 4 minus 1, which is minus, I'm sorry, not minus, I'm sorry. 4 minus 1 is 3. And if x is 1, I get 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3a, and the second term disappears. So what's a? A is 1. Let me get my eraser out, and I'm going to erase that because I don't want to forget that, right? All right, let's pick another easy value. I'm going to pick x to be 0. Minus 1. You would get 1a, and a is 1, so that's 1. Plus, if x is 0, you get c. And the second factor of that second term would be minus 1. So this would be minus 2 minus c. So c would have to be 2. Get my eraser out. And erase this guy over here. Put it in. All right, let's pick another value, and I don't know, maybe we'll pick, I don't know, let's pick a number. I picked 1 and 0. I'll pick -1. You get -4 minus 1 is -5. And then I believe A is 1, right? And let's see. If you have -1, you get 1 minus, well, 1. That's not so bad. Plus, this would be minus B. I believe C is 2. And -1 minus 1 is -2. -5, 1, plus 2B, -4, -5, -3, plus 2B. Let's see what you get. -2. Okay. Equals 2B. And B would equal -1. So I'm going to erase that. And let me get my eraser out. And I can put -1 there. Now I want to point out, it looks a little strange, but I'm going to write it a little bit differently. So it's 1 over x minus 1 plus, instead of writing down -1x, I'm going to write down 2 minus x there. And you get x squared plus x plus 1. Put a box on it. Let's look at our answer key and see how we did. And I noticed they don't have the same answer. Let's talk about the difference. What they did here was they factored out -1. Let me do that for you. So you could write down 1 over x minus 1 minus x minus 2 over x squared plus x plus 1. Put a box in this one too. They're both good answers, by the way. And they got this one, and now they got this second one over there. All right, that's it. Thank you.